up next, we have two amazing team leaders, influencers, nationally recognized authors who are going to share with us how they're crushing it with their systems and lead generation. Let's have Josue and Rebecca Soto coming up.
I'm excited to be here with you guys, and we're going to share a little bit our open book of what has brought us a little bit of success. But you know, before we get into that, Josue, I think it's important to know like what led up to this, because when we first started, like many agents, we started with our sphere of influence, right? And in the beginning, and of course, we started a long time ago, way before Facebook ads even started, we were just working with our clients, but we didn't have a database. We didn't have a CRM.
Nothing.
And so what happens over time when you're working with your clients and you don't have a way to stay in touch with them?
I think we worked the way Veronica said, man. They closed like 400 transactions with like no systems. That's who we were in the beginning.
No systems, but you start losing clients too.
Absolutely.
Right?
You start
because
losing contact.
People start falling through the cracks. So we felt the pain of that, and we started looking towards finding out how can we work by referral, right? And we mastered how to stay in front of our database and our clients and keep that. But as time progressed, we needed more, right? It wasn't enough to just say, you know what, most of my business is referrals. I mean, there may be some people who are just crushing it with referrals only, but you can't really track that, and it's not enough. So we had to make a decision to start doing internet marketing. And so we started with Zillow, and that was okay, but we decided that, you know what, we don't want to go the Zillow route. We wanted to look for something different and something where it would brand us and be able to put our own ads. And how many of you out here already are doing Facebook ads or internet marketing?
That's great.
A couple of you. Okay,
we're going to
awesome.
because today we're going to dive deep into the importance of knowing your audience, your retargeting audience, and what's the purpose of retargeting, and video content and systems in place that Rebecca and I and with our team together, we implemented several years ago, but little by little we've been adding more, and how we've been able to become very successful through the social media networking. So like Rebecca mentioned, 7 years ago, we were pretty big on Zillow, where we decided to go away from Zillow because we felt that it was just a competition with our partners, man, So we just decided that we wanted to brand ourselves. We wanted to build our own lead generation system. So we started off just with social media little by little until we were able to implement some systems in there. So our main focus is Facebook and Instagram ads. Always remember this: systems systems are short to help you reach your goals a lot faster. Remember that. You implement systems to help you reach your goals faster. What's the #1 marketing rule? Raise your hand. Does anyone know?
Know who you're marketing to?
You need to know who you're marketing to. This is right here. If there's anything about this presentation I want you to remember, is this right here. We all have to know who we're marketing to. This is the biggest mistake I see everyone doing, including us in the beginning, that you really do not understand who your market is, who you want to interact, who do you want to be able to understand who that person is, exactly who your avatar is. Always remember that. Who is your ideal client? We start off with personal. Are they a male, female? What are their occupations? What are the income statements? Partying, shopping, restaurants. Why is all this important? Because when you're out trying to understand who your ideal client is, these are the categories that you have to remember. Sometimes ladies just like to work with lady buyers. Men, vice versa, couples, occupation, nursing field, police officers.
And I think this definitely is going to look different for each one of you as you decide what niche you want to work or what side of the market you want to work. You have to decide, you have to take a look. If you want to sell a certain price point of a home, who is the client that is buying those homes? What are they doing? Are they single? Are they married? Do they have children? How old are their children? Which I think is the next slide over. But you have to know everything about that client, and then you want to take it a little deeper. You want to know, what are the challenges that they're having, right? Because you want your, like Veronica mentioned, and I think that's from John Sheplack, is the message to market match. And you need that message that you're sending in your ads has to match what the need of your market is, right?
I'm glad you touched on that, because September of last year, I had the privilege to spend around 5 or 10 minutes with Gary Vee backstage at an event that we were at. And I remember asking him the question, Gary, how do you know who your ideal audience is? He says, you have to understand who you want to market to. You cannot put content out there if you don't even know who you're marketing to. And he says the number one thing that you always have to remember when you're doing anything in reference to social media ads is you need to know who you want to understand and know your message. If you do not if you in general do not know who you're targeting, then your message is not going to be across. Like Jenny said, it only takes 3 seconds to really interact with someone on a video. So that if you don't bring them in, and then within those first 3 seconds, you completely lost them. Real estate wants. These are wants, needs, programs, mortgages. Like wants, it can be how many bedrooms, how many baths. Needs, what is important to them? Do they want a house? Do they want a townhouse? Programs, there are special programs out there, first-time home buyers programs, or nursing programs, or mortgage programs. It really depends.
Doctor programs.
Go ahead.
Doctor programs.
Doctor programs. So these are the things that you have to take in perspective, that we have a worksheet we can email you guys that you guys can actually write all this down. Hobbies and beliefs. This is most important, especially when you're working with high-end clients. A lot of them like to play golf. A lot of them like to be on the water. So these are the things that you always have to remember. What are their likes? What are their dislikes? What are their religious views and politic views? Guys, those last two, you'd be surprised. That comes into play a lot.
Well, I think that when you know who your client is, then you can definitely connect with them more. And so all these things help you to target a little bit better and for them to receive your message better.
Client generation systems and overview. This is exactly the way we run our operations. I'm opening my, like it says here, open book. Rebecca and I are actually opening our book to you guys. This is exactly how we run our systems. Lead generation, branding, conversion. Lead generation is, we put the message out. Branding is, the number one thing is, you got to know who you're branding to. People need to know what your brand is. You need to know what your brand is from the beginning.
And this is a way to build relationships.
Exactly.
So as you're building your brand, and Veronica has done that so lovely, she's building a brand and she's connecting with the client through the culture.
Exactly. And conversion. Conversion is what I call is the money sign right there. You got to have the right systems in place in order for you to convert all these leads. This is some of the ads that we've done, several of them in different locations. We call them the home list ads, the business page, ad copies, collage images, call to action. You guys, who works with Canva here? Raise your hand. Canva's huge on this. We use Canva a lot when we're creating our ads. And as far as the business page, how many of you guys have your own business page? Wow. We need a lot more to open up their business page, because you should be running everything through your business page. And call to action. The call to action is, click on that link below if you want to know more information about these homes. I can tell you this right now. Last month alone, we did over $3.5 million just in pre-approvals, just from the home list. This month, we're over $2 million already.
And that's just a sample. It's the first of a sequence of ads that people see. Once they click on that, then they will be taken into a sequence of other ads that'll then become videos where your branding, your personal branding, begins to show up to them. And so they because of the remarketing, they continue seeing you everywhere they go online, and this helps them so that when they are ready to buy, they just feel connected to you because they see you everywhere.
I love that she just said, Rebecca just touched on that, because this is our next topic, remarketing. You know, only 2% of the people do business with someone that the first time they interact with them. That's a really low number. That number is super low. That means if they don't see you, they're not going to work with you.
So you have to automate the way that they see you. Because if they're a stranger, they've never met you before, they don't know anything about you, the first time they get on the phone with you, they're not likely to want to do business immediately with you. It'll take, between 7 to 15 touches, right? And so this remarketing adds to those touches.
Video content. Remarketing the video content allows you to build a relationship and scale your audience. That's the number one thing. You put one video out there, you got to make sure that everything following that video, any other videos following that, has to go right back into the purpose of the first video. It has to bring you more value as you go along. Every time they click on those videos, listen, I've had clients, even our own nephew say, hey, Titi, I seen you on my video game. I'm not kidding you. She called him at 11 o'clock at night. I seen you on my video game. I don't know how it did.
Send me a screenshot. Oh, that is me.
So the type of content you have to keep in mind is personal, educational, testimonial. Jenny and Veronica touched on this, the 3 pillars. These are your 3 pillars right here: personal, educational, testimonial. Personal is introducing yourself, who you are, who the Solar Legacy Group is, what are you about, what are your funds. Education, you have to bring a lot of educational videos. You got to bring value to the consumer. They don't care how much money you make. They really don't. And I'm being honest with you. They don't, honestly, I've seen those videos and I'm like, dang, there's nothing happening with these videos. You have to, what they want to learn is, what's next? How can I learn something? What am I looking for? And testimonials, that is key right there. I'm talking testimonials from team members. I'm talking testimonials from past clients. I'm talking testimonials throughout the board. What I mean by testimonials is Google views, Facebook views. When you go to closing, man, you guys should be having your clients right there at the table write reviews on everything, every source, Facebook, Google, everything. Right at the table. Congratulate them, pop the cannons, and say, hey, you know what, since I have you here, can you fill this out for me? That's it. Video remarketing. These are some of the video remarketing ads that we haven't utilized it, but some of our partners, we utilize them, but this is some of our partners and friends that they done. See, a lot of them is just bringing value. This is key right here. This is the way we run our remarketing ad funnels. First, we bring awareness. Then you bring the interest. Then you bring the action. Then it comes down to the CRM. Then comes the money. See, you can't draw them in if you don't bring any awareness to them, because that's when they become interest. Then they're willing to take action on clicking on why they want more information about it. Then it funnels down to your CRM, and then you close them out. That's how remarketing of ad funnels should work. Conversion. This is I love this topic here. All right. I know people hate it, but I love it. All right, conversions, calls, texts, emails, appointments. When the calls come in, how many of you guys have ISAs? Oh, man, we got to get a lot of you guys on board. All right, there's different types. You have automation. See, our system is automated. We make money while we sleep. You ever heard that phrase? That's how you grow your business. You have to make money while you're sleeping here. Our automations, as soon as someone clicks on one of our ads, they automatically get an email saying, hey, how are you? Thank you for clicking on our ads. This is a Solar Legacy Group of Jose and Rebecca Soto. We're looking forward to doing business with you. Hey, on my next email coming up, you'll be getting your home list. Boom, that home list come in. Then she get a welcome text message. Hey, how are you? Hey, such and such Bobby. Tell me a little bit about some feedback. It just keeps on and on. While I'm sleeping, all that's going on. Emails also. Emails is huge. Everyone talks about emails. The open rate is because you're not putting the right message out there. But emails work, guys. It really does. And appointments. Appointments come down to your ISAs. See, I'll show you a little bit further up how Rebecca and I run our systems from the lead coming in all the way down to the closing time of it. Important metrics and tracks. Now, this is another important thing. You guys got to know exactly what is your conversion rate from what you pay for that lead until it closes. Like right now, Rebecca and I, we average between $3 to $5 a lead. Then when it hits the appointment, we're probably around $50 at that time. But when we're closed, we're around $500, which is not bad. Think about that. You spend $500, but you made $5,000. Do the numbers. the response rate. This is exactly what I was just saying. Is this Bobby? How many bedrooms would you like? All this is automated in our systems. I don't have to be speaking to someone on the phones. Appointment rate. Now, this is important. You guys know what your appointment rates are? It should be between 8 to 13% out of every lead that comes through your system. These are some of the automations that we have in our systems that follow up questions. Your conversion rate. There you go. Now we're talking numbers. When it comes to conversion, has to be a 1 to 3%. Ours is a little higher, but if it's anywhere between 1 and 3%, you're doing excellent in this business. Because let's be honest with you, out of every 100 leads that you get, how many of you guys think it would be? How many of you guys think it would be good out of those 100? Probably 1. That's the reality of this business. You get 1,000 leads out of those thousands, you probably get 50 of them only, 100. Numbers to watch for: cost per lead, cost per appointment, cost per closing. That's exactly what I just touched on. And here it is. This is exactly how we run our systems. When the leads come in, it comes into our CRM. We work with 2 different types of CRMs. One of them is the Whitley platform, and now we just signed, and I have Follow Up Boss right now. They work hand in hand together. Then, when that lead comes in and it falls into my CRMs, it's automatically picked up by my ISAs. I have 4 or 5 ISAs that are picking up these leads. Plus, on top of that, once they set up the appointment and everything funnels down to our data manager. I have a data manager. That purpose, his job is to basically be on that system all day long, following up on appointments, following up with my agents, following up with the ISAs and making sure what happened to this lead, why did it go away, what's going on, why you can't pick up on them. So that's his responsibility. Then you get paid. There you go, guys.
All right. Now, who's ready to build some funnels and make money while they sleep? That's all I got here. I'm like, whoa. You mean I can make some money while I'm like at the beach sipping margaritas? That's what I'm talking about. Was that fire or what? Awesome.